Ce qui nous amène ici aux États-Unis, nous avons ces soif de goûter à la démocratie.
Mutai is one of the 400 people from the DRC and Angola who are seeking asylum and have been welcomed with open arms in Portland, Maine.
I raised my hand and said, bring them on. We are happy to take on new families because we need them.
In June, hundreds of African migrants arrived in Portland from the U.S. Mexico border. They spent months, sometimes years, traveling thousands of miles across the Atlantic and through South and Central America. Once in the U.S., they too were held in detention centers, like the ones we've seen in Texas. Nearly 750,000 migrants have been apprehended at the southern border in 2019 alone. Most are from South and Central America, but a small, increasing number of them are African. They too claim they're fleeing from danger in their home countries. After being held in detention and released, they were offered a bus ticket. They asked for a one-way ticket to Maine. This is another face of asylum. What is it about Portland that is so attractive for these asylum seekers to want to come here over other places? I mean, you would think for people who are arriving to the U.S. Mexico border to end up in Maine.
It's a miracle, yeah.
It's pretty far.
When they came across the border and then were released, they said they wanted to go someplace that was welcoming, and a number of them heard that Portland was such a place. We are a state that needs young families. Everybody says it. We want young families, young workers to come here.
Maine has an aging population and an economy that desperately needs workers. Portland is appealing because of its African community. While the city of 67,000 is 80% white, there is a sizable number of African-born citizens.
They hear that people from their own community and their own culture are already there, and that means that they can acclimate and find stability. Everybody has stepped up and said, you know, we are a welcoming city, we want you.
When we met Mutai, his wife, and 2 daughters in July, they were among the hundreds staying in the Portland Expo Center. When the city saw a surge of new arrivals, they turned its sports complex into a makeshift shelter. Mutai and his family fled ongoing violence in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Why did you choose Portland?
Ce qui m'a amené ici à l'état de Maine, c'est juste la diversité de races. Chez nous, dans nos présidents, nos dirigeants, présidents nous traitent comme des animaux. Il n'y a pas la démocratie, il n'y a pas le futur. J'entends parler de la démocratie, mais je n'ai jamais goûté à cela en Afrique.
What's your American dream?
Je rêve de beaucoup de choses. Dès que je suis arrivé aux États-Unis, vraiment déterminé. Premièrement, c'est de contribuer à l'avance du pays et terminer mes études, puisque je n'ai pas eu l'opportunité d'étudier en Afrique. Nos parents n'avaient pas de moyens pour nous envoyer faire quelque chose, étudier. Mais mes rêves ici aux États-Unis, j'aimerais reprendre mes études.
And he's already begun.
She is.
She is my teacher.
Nice.
Thank you.
Volunteers across the city have been teaching asylum seekers English.
The number you call for an emergency?
911.
911. Write it down, please.
Laura Didos and her son drop off donations at Maine Baby,
Ladies, I'm going to put stuff directly on the shelves, but I just want to know where you want underwear, right here?
where hundreds of goods have been pouring in for families to shop for necessities for free.
There are present neighbors, there are future friends, business partners, co-workers, employers, employees. They have so much to offer us. They want to be a member of society, they want to work here, they want to be Americans.
And there's Hope House, a residential housing program that's exclusively for asylum seekers. Portland's residents have also responded financially, contributing to some $900,000 in donations for asylum seekers. And Maine's Governor Janet Mills took it one step further, expanding the state's general assistance program to help the new families get by until they can start working.
Every step towards asylum eligibility, and at the same time not dropping the ball on them and not letting their children go hungry and without shelter and clothing.
But behind this outpouring of support, there's fear and uncertainty. While Portland has an open arms approach, the Trump administration has vowed to target asylum seekers through stricter immigration enforcement.
They say we have open arms. They're always saying they have open arms. Let's see if they have open arms.
The system is full. Can't take you anymore.
The asylum program is a scam. Some of the roughest people you've ever seen. People that look like they should be fighting for the UFC.
Even threatening to deport those already in the country legally. And this month, the Supreme Court upheld a Trump policy that denies asylum applications to anyone passing through another country without applying for asylum there first.
People have the right to seek asylum. That's a right guaranteed under U.S. law, and it's guaranteed under international law. And people who are facing persecution in their home countries need to know that we're going to be here fighting to defend that right to seek safety and asylum.
So what kind of jeopardy does that put asylum seekers in Portland in?
It's really terrorizing for people who are here fleeing persecution, and they have to live in fear.
They've actually had trouble sleeping, worrying that ICE will come and knock on the door and deport them. The messages from the administration now are contributing to people's trauma.
I am never going to allow people to stand up in this city and say send them back. We've made that clear. Our police department is clear. We're not going to be out harassing folks. We want folks to live here happily, and that's what we've been doing.
Is there a limit to the hospitality?
Our schools have capacity. Our economy has capacity. You talk to employers, go talk to anybody and ask them how hard it is to find workers. You walk around this room and talk to people, they all want to work. And it's going to cost money, there's no doubt about it, but our budget will be fine. And the investment that we're making today, the return on the dollar down the road, it's immeasurable.
Mutai remains hopeful that the U.S. will be as welcoming as Maine has been this summer, and that he made the right decision to risk his life in hope of a better one.
Being here in Portland now, is there anything that you are afraid of?
De choses dont je peux dire en quelque sorte non. On avait juste, je peux dire, une petite peur pour des propos de notre président en place qu'il tenait envers nous les immigrés. Mais je sais qu'avec le temps, ça va aller.